Hello BookTube, welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth. It's kind of a gray day here this day in Florida, but I'm going to do this anyway. I think the lighting will suffice. I've got a book haul for you. I've been putting this off for about a week because I just had so many other videos that I needed to get done. And while I'm still in video mode, I want to go ahead and get this one filmed. This is a library book sale haul. There were 3 different libraries in my area that had book sales last weekend, and I went to 2 of them. I was headed to the 3rd one. I didn't make it, but I did a U-turn and I went to a Goodwill on the same day, so it wasn't a completely wasted trip. So I've got almost 100 books, so I'm gonna have to fly through these kind of quickly, but I want to show you what I got. The first sale was at my own local library. I didn't spend very long there. It was a pretty small sale, but I did find a few cozy mysteries and a couple of books for other people. And then I went that same day to a fill-a-bag for $3 sale that was in another county. It took me about a half an hour to get there. I had to race through rather quickly because I had to make it back that same afternoon for a book club at my own local library. And then it was a couple of days later, actually Sunday a week ago, that I went to the Goodwill. I was on my way to the Orlando Public Library. They have a sale about 3 times a year that they just put everything in their store on half off. They have a bookstore within the main central library in downtown Orlando, and I love going to it, but I just couldn't fit it in this time. I couldn't make it. So back to Thursday, a week ago from Thursday, at my own library, I got a few books. The first one I got, I'm going to put this in the little free library that we have downtown. This is Emily of New Moon by Lucy Maud Montgomery, but this is scaled down for younger readers. It says it's adapted for younger readers by Priscilla Galloway. This is a wonderful trilogy. I love Lucy Maud Montgomery. One of these days I'm going to I'm gonna do it. I've read, I think, everything by Lucy Maud Montgomery, and I want to do a video showcasing all of her work because a lot of her stuff is relatively unknown in relation to Anne of Green Gables. People think, you know, that, I mean, of course, that's her main story that she's known for, but she has such a wonderful catalog of books. All right, I got one nonfiction book, If the Church Were Christian by Philip Gulley. Philip Gulley writes the Harmony series. I love his fiction, and I've never read any of his nonfiction. He's a Quaker minister, so I thought it would be interesting to read. I'm not Quaker, but I wanted to pick it up anyway. All right, a few cozy mysteries. I got It Had to Be You by Jill Churchill. This is from the Grace and Favor series. I haven't read any of those, but I have a few. This is a guidepost mystery. The series is called Mystery and the Minister's Wife. This particular book is Beauty Shop Tales. It is by Beth Patillo, I think. Yes, Beth Patillo or Patillo. And another cozy, one of the dog mysteries by Susan Conant, The Wicked Flea. And one more cozy, or at least I think it's cozy. It's by Al Roker. The Talk Show Murders. What is it with morning talk shows and mystery series? I've got one of Willard Scott's mysteries too, but it says on the back it's great fun, that it's funny, dazzling, action-packed. So I think it'll be fun. The name of the series is the Billy Blessing series, and it says he's got a co-author, Dick Lochte, who is the author of The Midnight Show Murders, or maybe they both wrote those together. I'm not sure. All right, a couple of books for a coworker who gave me some money a while back and a list of books because he knows that I go to book sales all the time, and so I got this for him. Prey by Michael Crichton. And then this was not on his list, but he's been collecting and reading the Left Behind books, and since this is by Jerry B. Jenkins, I thought I would see if he wanted this one too. If he doesn't want it, I may hang on to it and see if it's anything that I would like. It's called Hometown Legend. And then one more book I got just to see if my sister wanted it. I already have a copy. It's the next to the last book in the Elm Creek Quilt series by Jennifer Shiverini, Sonoma Rose. I have a feeling she's already read this one and doesn't really need it. So I'll probably end up putting this in the little free library. But Charlotte, if you want this, let me know. Or if you have any friends that want it, then let me know. Okay, so I'm going to do the big majority of my haul after I show you what I got at Goodwill. So a few days later, like I said, I had to go. I went to a Goodwill so that the trip wouldn't be completely wasted when I didn't make it to the Orlando sale, and I got a few things. I got what at first looks like a book. See, it looks like a book, and it's hardcover. It was 69 cents, but it's actually a coupon holder. Isn't that cute? It's got a little pad of paper, and it's awesome. So the coupons and me sort of go in fits and spurts. I have kind of gotten out of the habit of using them in more recent months, but it's about time for me to get back into them again. I found a Thomas Kincaid book, A Christmas Star. I think this is book 9 in the Cape Light series, and that's a series that's kind of been on my radar. I want to try to read that series, start it this year, and get to some of those Christmas books by the end of the year. This is adorable. It's by Emily Barnes. I've got some of her tea themed books for adults. Let's Have a Tea Party, special celebrations for little girls. That's so sweet. My girls aren't little anymore, and I doubt we'll ever get to have a tea party, but I could dream. And I kind of got this with my husband in mind, A Treasury of Florida Tales by Webb Garrison. It says it is let's see, unusual, interesting, and little-known stories of Florida. And then I got this because I didn't really know where it fit into the series, Good Wives by Louisa May Alcott. I thought there were only 3 books in the Little Women series, and I didn't know where this one fit in, so I went ahead and picked it up. Turns out, I got home, looked it up on Goodreads, and it says that Good Wives is the second half of Little Women, and sometimes it's published separately. So I got out my edition of Little Women and discovered that my edition does have both parts. So I don't need this. I'll probably end up putting it in the little free library or something like that. Okay, so moving on. Now, I've got quite a few books here that I'm going to keep from the big fill-a-bag sale, and then a very large bag full that's all going in the little free library. So this is all for the little free library. I will show you those. Excuse me. I'll show you those at the second half of this video if you want to see them. That way, if you are not interested, then you don't have to watch that far. Okay, so the first one, I'm just going to show you how big it is, but I got this as a gift for somebody, and I'm not going to show you what it is because they might watch this video and I want to surprise them. And this, I don't know. Here's another one of these Jennifer Chiaverini books. I'm not collecting these. I've read most all of them. This is A Quilter's Holiday. This will actually probably go in the little free library too. I was just, like I said, I was in a hurry. I was quickly grabbing things, and I just picked it up. I got a Wanda Brunstetter book. I have only read maybe one of her books, and I'm interested to read more. This is Lydia's Charm. It says it's a signature edition, so it's got her signature there. There she is. She writes mostly Amish fiction, and so I got that. I didn't know if I had this one or not. I knew I had at least one of these visual companions. I got home and discovered that the one I have is for Return of the King. So I'm happy now that I have the Fellowship of the Ring, and these are really neat. They have, this one's kind of banged up, but it's it's a library edition. I mean, it's definitely been through the ringer, but you can still see it. So it's really neat. And then, actually, a few of these I have other people in mind for these too. I got 3 books by Georgette Hare. I have an acquaintance who used to come to our library book sales when I was the book sales chairman, and she had told me then, if you ever see anything by Georgette Hare, save it for me. So I've just gotten in the habit of saving her things, and I already had 3 books that I need to give to her, so I figured as long as I'm going to be seeing her soon, I'll go ahead and grab these too. So this one is These Old Shades. I've never read any of these Georgette Hare books. Friday's Child and A Civil Contract. I think Gwen from oh dear, I can't even say her name. She was my very first booktuber I ever watched. The Gwendolyn reading method. I think she has talked about Georgette Hare some. I found a copy of A Man Called Uva, and I'm going to loan this to our librarian that facilitates our book sale, because we postponed doing that, reading that last year. We were supposed to read it last year for book club, and we just couldn't get enough copies in our county, so we put it off till later this year. And when I saw that, I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and pick it up. I've already read it, but in case we need an extra copy for book club, then I will pass that around. I got this for Katie, A Dog's New Home. She's read A Dog's Purpose, and we have it. And I guess this is maybe a companion novel, or maybe a sequel by W. Bruce Cameron. I picked up this book simply because I've seen it on BookTube. I don't know anything about it. Passenger by Alexander Bracken. I have since then heard some not so good things about it, but you know, when it's $3 for a whole bag, you just grab some stuff. This is an author I've collected quite a few of. She used to be one of my collected authors I've never read. Now I have finally read 2 of her books. Lorna Landvik is the author. This is Welcome to the Great Mysterious. I don't know anything about it. When I see Miss Julia hardcovers that I don't have, I usually will grab them. This is Miss Julia Throws a Wedding. It's book 3 in the series. And this copy is pretty banged up, but the Legend trilogy by Marie Lu is a series or a trilogy that I'm interested in reading, so I found Prodigy. And these 2 I may not keep. I've got one Jasper Fforde book, and I thought that it was from the same series as these, but it's not. But as I got these home and looked them over, they are mysteries, so this might be something fun to read for March Mystery Madness. Lost in a Good Book is book 2, and Something Rotten is book 4. I can always just grab the first one from the library. Have any of you read these Jasper Fforde books? Is it something you think I would like? I don't know anything about them. And then I found 2 books by C.J. Lyons. C.J. Lyons is from the same hometown as one of my co-workers, and he has told me about her, and he's not a big reader, he's more of a math guy, but he's read at least 1 or 2 of her books and has told me some about them. So I found these. This is from the Hart and Drake thriller series. Nerves of Steel is number 1, and Sleight of Hand is number 2, and I will probably pass these on to him. And then he said he's got another friend who's been reading all of her books and just loves them, so he may pass them on to her. Then I found the first 2 books in the Cape Light series. This is a series that I just kind of started reading up on and learning about during the month of December, and I'm really interested in reading these. Cape Light is the first book. It's by Thomas Kincaid and Catherine Spencer, and then the second book is Home Song. The first 4 books don't appear to be Christmas related, and then after that, the rest of the series is all Christmas. So I had picked up at Goodwill, I had already shown you this one, A Christmas Star, I think is book 9, and I've got books 4, 5, and 6 in paperback that I found in December at our local library. So I'm gradually collecting some of the series, and I'm going to read the first 4 during the year, the first 4 that are not Christmas, and then start on the Christmas books in December. So if any of you want to read any of those with me, I might kind of do that as a little read-along this year. I haven't really announced that officially, but we'll see. Okay, so then I got some middle grade, or maybe YA books that are for me or Katie to keep, and then I'll show you the bag that I'm giving away. Alright, so I found 2 books that are 39 Clues. This is book 8, The Emperor's Code. It's from the first series. This is the only one that I didn't have. I think I want to pass this series on to my great-nephew, so I needed to get a complete set before I give those to him. And I haven't started reading the Unstoppable spin-off series. This one is called Flashpoint. It is book 4 in that series. Then, I'm running out of places to put stuff. I got this for Katie. She may already have this, but I wasn't sure. And it's The Secret of the Clan's Field Guide. It's the Warriors series by Aaron Hunter. I got a replacement copy for of Pretties by Scott Westerfeld. I've got just a really banged up copy of this one, so I will probably put the other one in the Little Free Library, or maybe even at Katie's high school. The librarian there has just put up a Little Free Library in front of the school, actually a few months ago, so that would be a good place for my extra copy of it. This is Nerd Camp by Elisa Brent Wiseman. Nerd Camp 2 was one of our Sunshine State books a couple of years ago, and I enjoyed it, and so I saw this. This is the first book, which I haven't read, and I'm interested in reading that. Speaking of warriors, I also got a manga. This is book... there's several different series of manga. It's called Return to the Clans, Tiger and Sasha. I was trying to see what number this one is, and I don't see it. So anyway, it's one of the many books in the Warriors series. This was a Sunshine State book a few years ago, Ungifted by Gordon Corman. I didn't get to read this one yet, and I always wanted to, so eventually I'll pass that on to somebody else, but for now I'm going to read it. This one I've seen somebody on BookTube read. I don't know if it was a Koss, maybe it was Jen from Today in Jen's Library. I think this is a YA book by Wendy Mass, and it looks really pretty. I like the cover of that. I got a copy of The One and Only Ivan. Actually, this is in the wrong bag. This is going in the Little Free Library. I have my own copy of that already, and I love that book. And this one I want to read. I've seen several people on BookTube talk about this. Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Wilson. It's won lots of awards, and it looks really good. Okay, so that is it for the books that I am keeping. So if you are not interested in seeing the middle grade and children's books that I am putting in the Little Free Library, then I thank you for watching this far, and I will see you in another video. But I'm going to reach down here and grab this bag and put it up on my little shelf here so that I can reach it. Okay. So most of these are middle grade. Here is one YA book, The Maze Runner. I will show you first the ones that I have already read, because I like to share books that I know something about that I can recommend, and I don't want to put anything in the Little Free Library that may be questionable, or that that I don't know. I just want to know that it's a good book that I can recommend. But with that being said, only about half of these are ones I've read, but the others I'm familiar with the series, even if I haven't read the specific book, so I think they'll all be good choices. But these first several are ones that I have read that I think are just excellent. Lunch Money by Andrew Clements. Nickel Bay Nick by Dean Pitchford. This was one of our Sunshine State books last year, I think. It's kind of a Christmas story. It's really good. This was a Sunshine State book, The Hero's Guide to Saving Our Kingdom by Christopher Healy. That's a fun fairy tale type book. This is a really nice copy of Scat by Carl Hyacin. Very good. 3 Times Lucky by Sheila Turnage. Excellent, excellent series. Cabin Fever from the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series by Jeff Kinney. I just read this in December. Lone Wolf is book 1 of The Wolves of the Beyond by Catherine Lasky. I just finished this series last year. And it is a spin-off series of The Guardians of Ga'Hoole. And I believe this is the first book in The Guardians of Ga'Hoole called The Capture. And then Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Demigod Diaries, or Demigod Files, I'm sorry. That's 2 different books. And I got a Captain Underpants book. The Tapper Twins Go to War with Each Other by Jeff Rodkey. That was a Sunshine State book. And then I've read some of the series. I can't remember how far I got. I'm going to start it over. This is one of the Rose Years by Roger Lee McBride. This particular book, Little Farm in the Ozarks. Rose is referring to Rose Wilder Lane, who was Laura Ingalls Wilder's daughter. And then Kingdom Keepers by Ridley Pearson. This is a really banged up copy, but I think it'll still be fine for the Little Free Library. Let me set these down. And I'm going to go through these quickly. I've read Mrs. Piggle Wiggle. I think this is a sequel. Hello, Mrs. Piggle Wiggle by Betty McDonald. Oh, I have read this, The Strange Case of Origami Yoda by Tom Engelberger. That's a really good one. And I have read this one, Into the Wild by Aaron Hunter. It's the first Warriors book. And I've read lots of Nancy Drew, but this is 144. Oh, no, it's just book 44. So I may have read this one. The Clue in the Crossword Cipher. I can't remember when I was a kid. You know, I didn't write all that down. I don't know which ones I read, which ones I haven't. Holy Enchilada, Hank Zipser book by Henry Winkler and Lynn Oliver. My daughter Katie used to read Hank Zipser books when she was a little bit younger. This is not one of my favorite series, but I know the kids love it. The Ever After High series. It's one of those. Katie used to read some of the Puppy Place books. Snowball by Ellen Miles. Lonely Wolf Pup, part of the Wild Paws series by Susan Hughes. This is an American Girl book. Grace, by Mary Casanova. It says she was a Girl of the Year. Black Stallion by Walter Farley. I'm guessing that this is a scaled down version, adapted for younger readers. Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. That is a novelization for kids. Bad Kitty School Days by Nick Bruhl. Junie B. Jones and the Sneaky Peeky Spying. A couple of Geronimo Stilton books. Thea Stilton and the Lost Letters. And The Peculiar Pumpkin Thief. Charlie Bone and the Invisible Boy. No, I'm sorry. And the Castle of Mirrors. On the back it says Charlie Bone and the Invisible Boy, but I guess that's advertising another book. Charlie Bone and the Castle of Mirrors. I've never read Charlie Bone. Giggle, Giggle, Quack by Doreen Cronin. Pictures by Betsy Lewin. These are so cute. So fun. And then I'm probably not going to go through all of these little picture books. Here's a Geronimo Stilton book for younger readers. The First Samurai. Doc McStuffin's book, Blame It on the Rain. And then a Frozen book. Frozen Fever, Anna's Birthday Surprise. And then several just little small picture books. Can you see those? I know. I just kind of want to go quickly here. It says I'm at 21 minutes. I got a few board books because we have kids of all ages who are getting books from our little free library, and parents and uncles and grandmas are getting them books. Let's Go to the Farm. It's a Little People book. Let's Go to School. I got Mr. Brown Can Moo Can You, and Stop Train Stop by Thomas the Tank Engine. Wally, Smash Trash, and two more. Summer is Summer by Phyllis and David Gershador. I don't know if I said that right. If I didn't, I'm sorry. And a Star Wars Lego book. This is one of those that used to have the figurine, and that's gone. But I think some kid will still enjoy having this really cool Star Wars Lego book. So I will be putting that in the little free library along with all of these other things. So that's it. That is my library book sale haul. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you made it to the end, then thank you for watching. If you didn't make it to the end, then you aren't hearing me say this anyway. But thank you, all of you. And thank you for all of my new subscribers. It's been wonderful to see my subscriber count gradually work its way up. I think I'm getting dangerously close to 800 subscribers, so that is really exciting. But for now, that's all I have. I will see you again soon with another video. So I hope you're having a great day, reading a book, and God bless you.